Well, today we're going to talk about, well, let me fix that a little bit. Relationships. Good relationships, bad relationships, relationships with horses, relationships with dogs, your relationship with your family, your friends, your spouse. Those are all things that we have to work on every single day. It's easy for me to work on my relationship with horses. It is. Today I was out there in the round pen working with a horse, and the one I was kind of restarting, and finally got on him, and I got around him, and we did okay in the round pen for just a little bit, and he was starting to trust me, and I thought, well, I was trying to trust him, and thought we was doing pretty good. And about 10 minutes into it, after we'd ridden around there for quite a little bit, he decided to come undone and buck. And that happens now and then, even with relationships with your own family. Everything's going good, and then for some reason, something burr gets under their tail or whatnot, and they just come undone. And I guess the only thing that I could say to that is that you just got to cover them. You got to sit up straight in the saddle. You got to ride with confidence. When that relationship comes to a problem, you've got to address it with confidence, not with violence, not with any correction really, but you just have to ride through that bad part, and then at the end, like on a horse, you have to give it a little bit more consideration. You have to go ahead and work them. Say, you know what you just did to me, what you tried to buck me off, that's unacceptable. And I didn't cook, spur, whip, or do anything like that. But I'll keep him moving around till he gets tired, and we will do reining patterns. We will do figure eights. We will back up. We will do all these things in order to try and give him the opportunity. If he wants to come undone again, go ahead and do that. But he decides not to, and that's sometimes in a relationship is the same way. You got to give him a little rein when you run into an obstacle like that. Be it your wife, you got an argument with her. Well, it may seem like you're riding a buck and bronc right there at that time, but the deal is you just ride through it, and at the other end, then you decide on how you're going to address that. And is it going to be with total kindness? Is it going to be with more work on your part, her part, or is it going to be resorting to some kind of violence? You want to spur them, you want to whip them, you want to kick them, you want to make them submit, and that just like never ever works. Uh, now I say that. I guess in the old times, you get on them and you kick and spur and ride, and boom, you go out and you start working. And if you could stay on that bronc, you could go out into the pasture or out in the open, and you could work all day long. That's a little bit different because of what you do afterwards. Being able to stay on that and build a relationship throughout the day. You're not just doing it here in a moment. You're not just going to do that in the round pen in 10 minutes or 15 minutes. You're going to spend 10 or 15 hours in the saddle with that animal, and they're going to get to know you, and you're going to get to know them, and you're going to have a whole lot better relationship at the end of it. Same thing with family. It doesn't matter. Your wife, okay, you buck up, you got a little problem here, and you get all worried about it. You feel like she's going to get ready to try and buck you off, and so you get your defense up, and the minute something happens, well, here you are, you're ready to get bucked, and so you're jumping up and down, you're kicking, you're spurring, you're whipping, you're doing everything you can. That's exactly the wrong thing. Okay, you need to calm down, take a breath, take take 5. I don't know what they say, count to 60 or something like that. I, I'll count to 60. I think I can still count to 60. I didn't do very well in math class. My teacher, my eighth grade freshman year, was my uncle. And so, I don't know. I didn't do well in math class. I got better when I went to college. Got better in a hurry. Anyway, talking about relationships and how to deal with those and how to deal with something that blows up on you. Um, a lot of you that's reading this or watching this and subscribing to the channel and sharing it with your friends, I appreciate that very much. But you've been through a divorce. You never wanted that to happen. It's like buying your first horse. You just want it to be the best horse in your entire life. You just want to have that horse forever. You want to die with that horse. You want to take care of that horse. You want that horse to take care of you. And then in that relationship, it doesn't happen, and it's heartbreaking. Whether it's your fault, if it's your fault, then you and I need to have a discussion about that. And you can leave me comments, and I guarantee you, if you want me to call you, I will, and we'll discuss relationships and how intricate they can be, and how to do them right and how to do them wrong. Um, yeah, yeah, spouses, husbands, wives, divorce. What a terrible thing. You never want that to happen in your life, and yet it happens so many times now. And it happens maybe not as much as it did when you're young now, because younger people aren't getting married when they're young. They're not married when they're 18, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. They're waiting until they're 30, 34, 35 years old. And so that dynamic has changed a lot, I believe. But at the same time, if we're honest with each other, it all boils down to is what you want, what you expect, and what you're willing to give in a relationship. And I was just having a discussion here just this evening that in a relationship, if I believe if you want it to work, then you are going to be willing to give more than you take. And if your spouse or if your friend or whoever you're in a relationship with feels the same way, then you've got a pretty good chance. Because if I'm trying to make a woman happy and the woman's trying to make me happy, uh, then we're on the same page as far as we're putting the other person first, and we're not narcissistic in the belief that you need to be pleasing me. You need to do what I need. I want to go shopping. You need to go shopping with me to make me happy. You need to do this to make me happy. You need to do that to make me happy. And if you make me happy, then maybe I'll make you happy. Well, doesn't work. No. Uh, in a relationship, make the other person special. Make them the world. Make them everything to you. You put God first in your relationship. You put your spouse, your wife, second in your relationship. Children come way after that. You've got to take care of that woman or that man. Give more than you want to take. And if they're of the same belief, you will have a great relationship. And if they are not, if the other one is just a taker, not a giver, well, I think that's when you run into that big D problem. Because at some point, somebody's going to get disgruntled, whether it's the man or the woman, but they're going to start cheating. They're going to start looking for somebody else that cares for them, somebody that makes them feel special. And if you're the man and the woman in a relationship and you can't do that for your spouse or your loved one, then that's on you. I don't know what else to say about that. You have a choice. You have a choice whether you want to take or you want to give. And if you want to be a giver, the only possible worst thing that could happen of that is that the receiver just keeps taking and never gives back. But that's not your problem because you've done what's right. It's the other person's problem if they're just going to be a vampire and they're going to drain you of your emotion, drain you financially, drain you physically, possibly abuse you. Those relationships, I'm not for sure what God says about that. I'm pretty sure He never intended that to be that way. You can read about that. I believe that. And it's just common sense in the first place. Why be in a relationship if you're going to cheat or if it's going to cause you pain? Why would anybody do that or want to be that way? It just doesn't make any sense. So in a relationship with a horse, your spouse, your dog, I have been around very tough dogs. Unique Dobermans, I was a very big part of that. They were voted the best European breeder, Doberman breeder in the nation last year, and doesn't do that without hard work. And my wife at that time, and I'm sadly saying this relationship part, is that I've been married. I guess it's going to be twice because the first one lasted about 19 years and this one's going to last about 20. And I probably can't say anything more about that, but there is stuff that's involved, and it happens in many relationships, and it has to do with addictions, and I'll let it go at that. But being part of a dog's life, many people have dogs or you have cats. I don't understand anybody that has a relationship with a cat. If you got a relationship with a cat, good for you, because I don't see it. I don't get it. But a dog, I do. And you can see it in them. You can see it in their reaction. You can see it in their love, and they're happy to see you. I think a cat, when you walk into the house, they go like, oh, you know what? Bring me a little bit of dinner here, and I'll meow at you or something like that. Or maybe I'll walk under your throat and rub my tail under you. And no, that I don't think that cat loves you. I really don't. But the dog, I do. I think they meet you at the door. They want to see you. You are their world. And that is exactly how you need to be to your spouse, or your spouse needs to be to you. You should be their world. They should be your world. When you come in the door, and I don't care if you're both working or whatever, if that happens, and that, dang it, that's a sad situation in the world now that where both people have to work to make ends meet. But don't let your family suffer because of it. When you see your kids after school, embrace them. The kids should embrace you. Your wife, your husband should embrace you after work. I don't care if you've had a bad day, good day, or indifferent day. I don't care if you're a man or the woman. I don't care what it is. You have a choice on how you're going to react to the other person. Make them feel special. I don't give a rip about how bad your day was. I don't. I don't. Make your spouse feel happy. It will improve your life. It will improve your outlook. Your day will get better because instead of bitching about your day and how bad it was and how everybody else is wrong and you're right or whatnot, you instead make the choice to put your spouse first and to make sure that they're happy. They may have had the same bad day as you had. Now, you want to have a total bitch session? Is that what you want to do? You want to sit down there with your wife or your husband and say, oh, my day was bad. Oh, yeah, well, mine was worse, and talk about this. Or you could say, you know what? Tell me about your day and let's make it better. What do I need to do? Maybe I just need to listen. Maybe I just need to listen. When you get done, maybe I just need to give you a hug and a kiss and start some dinner. You know, sometimes you can't fix things. Things like that sometimes just take a little while to work out. And that's okay. Men like to fix things immediately, like to fix it now. That's how we're wired. We solve problems, and women are a little bit more emotional. They're not necessarily asking you to fix the problem. They want you to listen to the problem and understand that problem is an issue for them and that it bothers them, and they just want your support. So do that. Just do that. You don't try to fix it. Don't try to fix it. Just support them first. Same way with a dog and a horse. You can't fix things immediately. What you can do is take small steps. If a horse is being belligerent, a dog is being offensive, there are times for discipline, and there are times where you need to understand that there's something going on in that horse's mind or that dog's mind, and you need to figure out what it is before you even try to address anything. Why would you address something based on your opinion without knowing how the dog or the horse feels? You find out what their issue is, and I'll guarantee you, you will have a better perspective and a better answer and a better outcome when you ask them or help them to overcome whatever's coming in their world. That horse will respond to you. That dog will respond to you. Your wife, your children, your husband, whatnot, they will all respond to you when you are looking not to solve the issue right away, but you're looking to give comfort. Say, okay, calm down. We'll get calmed down when we do that. When we get our mindset straight, then we can start addressing issues. If it's a horse, you do that in a round pen. Horse started bucking today. I thought we were past that point, but we weren't. Didn't catch me off guard because, like my son said, I don't ride bucking horses like I used to. But if I'm ready for it, if I'm prepared, and I'm quasi expecting it, I'll cover them every time because I'll sit up straight in the saddle and I'll ride. Kind of what you need to do sometimes in a relationship when you know a problem's coming, you know an issue's coming. I don't know, you had an argument this morning, wife, husband left or whatever, they're mad, they went in town, they come back. You know what? You're still looking for a conversation when they get back. How you deal with that and how you address that is up to you. You have that ability. You have that control. You can't control what the other person does. I can't control what that horse did or why he bucked in the round pen after I'd been on him for 10, 15 minutes. I do not know why he did that. I don't. I do not understand it, but I know that he did. Something was bothering him. Was it me? Possibly. It could possibly have been me. Could it be just that something was building up in him? Yeah. Maybe it had nothing to do with me. Maybe it was just somehow for him to express himself and say, I want to be free. I don't want to be in this round pen. I don't want to be ridden. I just want to be free. It wasn't anything I did bad. I didn't kick him. I didn't spur him. I didn't whip him. I didn't jerk him around. I didn't do anything mean to him. He had no reason to buck, but he felt that desire, that need to come unglued. I can't fix that. All I can do is ride through it and say, I didn't discipline him for it, except that I kept riding him. I rode him, and I rode him fairly hard in the arena, in the round pen, in circles, figure eights. I'd stop him, I'd back him up, and he would get goosey, and he would hump up a little bit, and I'd just keep working him. Said, hey, I don't care what you're doing. It's going to be okay. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere, and you and me are together. So you better get to like it. And that's kind of my reasoning in the round pen and kind of my relays, kind of how I address relationships. I can do my part. I can't fix your part unless I'm doing my part very well. When I do my part very well, I should make the horse more at ease, more comfortable, more acceptable to cues. Same way with a dog. If he's a bad dog, a biting dog, obnoxious dog, an aggressive dog, a dog that wants to go after other dogs, I will explain to them and I will show them extreme discipline when they are showing signs of aggression and want to do something bad or violent towards another person, another dog, another animal. It's unacceptable. Won't allow it. Immediately, I am their friend, and they need to seek refuge in me. They need to seek trust in me, and they need to know that I am in control of the animal, the horse, the dog. I can't be that way with another person. There is a difference there. You have to separate that because that other person is not an animal. Uh, we have some of the same desires, some of the same instincts, some of the same boundaries that work for us. But as you can impose your will maybe on an animal, uh, I don't believe that works in a relationship. I don't think you impose your will. I don't think that belittling the other person, to speaking down on them in front of your kids, saying, "Oh, you know," well, taking responsibility for your own actions. Wait until your father gets home. And he'll discipline you. Well, no, don't make the father the bad guy, and vice versa. You know, uh, your mother should not be the disciplinarian in life. Those relationships with your kids and your spouse are special. Don't be narcissistic. Don't think it's all about you. You be thinking what is best for my husband, for my wife, for my children, You do that, and you will be successful in your relationship. If not, then I guess it simply wasn't meant to be, and you'll have to move on and trust and trust that the next time will be better. Work at it with everything you have, because marriage, relationships with your friends, your family, your dogs, your horses, all take work. Nothing is free, nothing is easy. It just doesn't come like that. So if you've been listening to this, I appreciate it. I hope you hit the follow, subscribe button or whatever. Stay with me. If you've got questions, if you got questions about what I've said or spoken, then leave them in the comments. I will reply. I will. And I encourage it if that's what you have. So so it's getting to be evening now. It's gorgeous. It was almost 100 degrees out here today, but in the backyard and whatnot here in the evening, it's probably 80 degrees. Life is good. Life is good. You keep that up. We'll talk to you later.